Hi guys, welcome back to the Home and Homestead. If you're new, I'm Rebecca. Today we're going to be heading to the kitchen to make the classic little treat of Scotcharoos. These are a no-bake bar that has butterscotch, chocolate, and peanut butter flavors all mixed in. These are a wonderful thing to bring to family gatherings, barbecues, potlucks, or things like that, or just to make a nice sweet treat to enjoy throughout the week. So let's head to the kitchen so we can put together the ingredients for this classic bar of Scotcharoos. So the first thing that we want to do for creating our Scotcharoos is to heat up our sugar ingredients, and that'll be kind of the binding part that creates our bars later. So in a large Dutch oven, on medium to medium high heat, I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar. And 1 cup of light corn syrup. We're just going to mix these together, and we're just going to heat this through until the sugar has dissolved. So what we're looking for is when this heats through, this will get a nice clear appearance. We are not looking to boil the sugar or to create bubbles in this mixture. We're just looking to dissolve that granulated sugar. There we go. The sugar has dissolved. You can tell when you kind of run your spoon through it, you're not getting that gritty feeling. It's nice and smooth. So we know that sugar has dissolved into this. Now we can add the remainder of our ingredients. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We'll mix that in. And 1 cup of peanut butter. We'll mix that through. And to this, we're going to add 6 cups of a crisp rice cereal. I'm just going to stir that cereal throughout this peanut butter and sugar mixture that we created just until it's all coated. Now in an 8x8 baking dish, I'm just going to line it with some parchment paper. I'm going to pour our Scotcharoos base into this baking dish here. Now you could certainly do a 13x9 pan. I like a nice thick bar when I make these, so I like to use an 8x8. But if you're serving a crowd and you want to make a larger batch, this also can be added to a 13x9 pan, and you'll just have a little bit of a thinner bar. So we're just going to spread this down into our baking dish and compress it. All right, now I'm going to make the topping for this. So in a microwave safe bowl, I'm going to put a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips and a 1/2 cup of butterscotch chips. I'm just going to put this into the microwave about 30 seconds at a time, give it a good stir between each time until we have a nice melted chocolatey topping. We can continue to make this recipe. All right, so our chocolate chips and our butterscotch chips have melted to a nice shiny and creamy mixture here, we're just going to pour this right on top of our bar base here. And just spread it over. Now what I'm going to do is put this into the refrigerator for about an hour. You can also make this the night before or the day ahead, and that's going to allow the bars and the chocolate layer to set up. So now I will put this into the refrigerator for about an hour to set up. Then we can cut into this and have a closer look and a taste of our homemade Scotcharoos. Alright, now our Scotcharoos bars have been setting up in the refrigerator. So now what we're going to do is remove them from the pan. So now we can cut them into the size and shape bars that we would like. And as you can see, since we did this in an 8x8 pan, these bars are nice and thick. So what I'm going to do is cut them. I like to do little either small squares or rectangles. And as you can see, we have a nice chewy inside that we created with the sugar and corn syrup and the peanut butter, and a nice layer of chocolate on top. So I'm going to continue to cut these into the bar shape that I would like. Then we can come back and have a closer look and a taste of our homemade Scotcharoos. Alright, so here we have some of the Scotcharoos cut to the size and shapes that I like to have them in. I like to have some that are a little bit bigger, maybe 3 bites or so, and then my favorite size are probably these little squares. You have a nice bite of the bottom and then another bite with the chocolate butterscotchy top. Now, if you don't like butterscotch chips, you could substitute that with peanut butter chips or just do all chocolate chips. But to do the traditional classic Scotcharoos, it's that mix of chocolate chips and butterscotch chips to make that topping. Now, these serve wonderfully at barbecues and family gatherings and potlucks, and they're a tasty little treat to enjoy throughout the year. But since this is a no-bake recipe as well, it's also a wonderful option during the warmer months of the year when you don't want to turn on your oven. So if you have never had these before, or perhaps if you had had these at a potluck or a gathering but you never knew the recipe, well, I hope you give this recipe a try to make your own homemade Scotcharoos. If you'd like more ideas or inspiration on other sweet treats or snack recipes, I do a playlist on the topics, as well as a number of different recipes and various playlists throughout my channel. I also have topics on gardening and various food preservation methods and other things that you can do throughout the home. So if you're new to the channel or haven't done so yet, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button below and continue to watch my channel, The Home and Homestead, for some more homemade, homegrown, and home style inspiration. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me in the kitchen today, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day. See you next time. Take care.